Somewhere. Let's get it.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Episode 2. Nando and the Maniac. It's been a lot of positive feedback. A lot of messages from everyone, all our followers. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the encouragement that everyone's had for this. We were very nervous the first episode. But you guys have reassured us that we're doing the right thing. So again, thank you guys. So Maniac, how you doing, brother?
Feel good, man. I feel a lot better. Episode 2, a lot more looser, boy. Boom, we coming at them. So let's get it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and we do appreciate all the feedback that we was getting. A lot of positive vibes coming our way. Just a lot of good news that a lot of people got out of the first episode that we put out. So let's keep it flowing, keep it moving. Let's get it.
Absolutely. So I wanted to start with just sharing, touching a little bit on the feedback. There were a few people that reached out right away. We wanted to get the word out. We wanted to see how people were impacted by this, or even if they would be impacted by this. And I got to tell you guys out there, it was felt. It was heartfelt. It was something that made me realize that what I'm doing is what I should be doing. I wanted to get some things off my chest. The Maniac and I have talked about this for quite a while. Me and him have some great conversations every time we see each other, and we were due.
Preach.
But some of the feedback that we got was in the lines of, hey, I needed to hear this today. Just some positive conversation, just some encouragement. Been dealing with some things, and I needed it. I had a guy, buddy of mine, reach out and go, hey, I've been down for a few weeks, going through some things, but you made me get up and just tell myself it's enough. He got to the gym. He said he even went and got a haircut, and enough is enough. Enough feeling sorry for yourself, and that was great.
And it's little things like that, bro. Just a simple haircut, just getting off the couch, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Just something to just
believe in yourself.
Yeah, to believe in yourself, to kickstart the confidence. So it's been great. I was actually somewhere yesterday at a cookout with some friends, and they also gave me some positive feedback that they've always talked about. I'm always positive and coaching and giving back. But this is a way to impact people that aren't close to me, right? Reaching out to
the world. That's
to a whole new network of people out there.
Change lives, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, thank you for everyone that took the time. I know it was about an hour and some change of time.
About 18 minutes.
Yeah. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us, to take the time also to give us the feedback. I truly do appreciate it. It means more than I can really explain right now, so I appreciate it. But all good things, and we hope that we continue to make an impact for those that have already reached out, and more to come, and we get to network and reach out to even more people. So I do ask one thing from everyone out there: share it with someone. If it impacted you, try to share it with someone. Don't keep it to yourself. Just get it out there to somebody. Hopefully this can be an uplifting moment for someone else. So again, everyone, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So hey, look, man, again, I'm a sports fan. I don't know if everyone knows out there, but the Olympics just closed yesterday. And again, we all got to be proud. USA ended up with 126 medals, 40 gold, 44 silver, and 42 bronze. We were dominating out there, man. That's amazing to see that, when it comes down to that, we're still on top. So that was awesome. And, definitely got to watch the men's and the women's have a great final ending with both teams going against France. And it was something to see that the world is coming. The world is paying attention to the sport of basketball. And both games literally came down to just the last few minutes. But the amazing part about it was, and for those that got to see it, Steph Curry
cooking, chefing them.
Oh man,
Chefing.
went on a shooting spree that, you know, I had soccer practice, you know, with my son, and I told my wife, I'm like, there's no way I can leave this, right? Like, you know, it's the Olympics. It comes once every couple years, 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, babe, I gotta check this out, right? And she's like, all right, go ahead. And I mean, I was tuned in. I mean, it was shot after shot. It was such a great game. And the one thing I love about international basketball, they play it the right way. It's about ball movement, right?
Fundamentals.
Yep, all the fundamentals, the little things. And Team USA, obviously, we have some great talent, some great scorers, some great athletes. But the way that the world moves the ball is just amazing to see. It's the way they teach it. It's the culture, how they do it.
We was playing some unselfish basketball also, though. USA looked pretty good in some Spurs, bro.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
It was amazing. It was beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was definitely amazing. Like I didn't get to, you know, I know a lot of people are comparing this team with the firepower to the Dream Team. I didn't get to really watch that. You know, obviously I was very young. But this has to come close. I mean, there's some firepower here, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, obviously, you know, those are Hall of Famers on the Dream Team, but this team definitely has
stacked, bro.
Yeah, this team has some firepower. So, you know, in a dream world, it would be great to see what those two go against each other would look like, right? But, you know, that's a dream, obviously. But great to see Steph Curry put on a show that is something that has to be one of the top moments in sports history, right? Like there's just moments in sports.
You're not really going to see another shooter like that for a long time. You know, history eventually will repeat itself, but you're not going to see that for a very long time. And this man's going to do this for a very long time, bro.
Yeah.
Into his mid-40s, he's still going to be out there just spotting up, shooting. If he wants to play that long.
Yeah.
Because when you got a shot like that, you could just sit in the corner, let a man find it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean the way he plays the game, I mean he can definitely have longevity as long as he continues to take care of his health. So again, anyone out there has not seen it, you know, whether you're a big sports fan, basketball fan or not, it's something amazing to see the way he just took over the game and hit difficult shot after difficult shot. And I think there were two shots that he had two guys literally guarding him.
Yes.
But the last one was like two guys closing out. He had to fade back.
Yes.
And the shot was like a rainbow shot and it went in. And he just knew it was, that's an amazing feeling. Like you know when you just know that everything's flowing, you already know
that's
it's
the out of body experience, bro. He was locked in. He was in the zone. He knew anything he put up from anywhere was dropping, bro. But it started in the Serbia game, though.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. He was cooking. He came out on fire, and they believed in him, and they played through him.
Yeah.
And I liked it. Leading up to the France game in Serbia, it was like 7 minutes left, and this was like one of my favorite parts in like the fourth quarter. He come down, hit a jumper. Then Devin Booker come down, hit a jumper. KD come down, hit a jumper. Embiid hit a jumper. You know what I mean? It was like everybody just started cooking all at once, bro. And it was like, man, that shit was beautiful. And then going into France, and then him just letting it carry on, and then them just allowing him to be him. Like they knew, like the one play, they passed it down to LeBron at the bottom. It was like, I think it might have been the play we're talking about just now. And he kicked it out to Steph Curry. He pump fake, side step. Like, man, when you believe in each other, bro, that shit is just beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It's poetry in motion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. And then the women's game was definitely fun. I mean, women basketball. Sports in general, but it's just evolving, you know, the training and everything, the development with the women's sports.
I say women, period, bro.
Yeah.
Women wrestling. I mean, women. Shout out to the ladies out there. Y'all are coming along and taking over, bro. And I love it. Keep grinding and chasing greatness.
Yeah.
For real.
No, and I tell you what, man. Obviously, you know, I would watch a WNBA game every so often, just catch it if a name that rings a bell, right, that you hear. Obviously, this year, like we mentioned in the last episode, Caitlin Clark has definitely got our attention.
Oh, yes.
But just I've come to see the growth, you know, of the women basketball. Just the way now that they're playing it, they have a little flash.
Well, they got that dog too now, bro.
Yeah,
it's like I know Caitlin has that effect of like, you know, women are hating on her, but then also they're like, motherfucker, if you're doing it, we got to elevate too, and that's the beauty of it. Now everybody's elevating, bro. So it's amazing to watch. For real, man.
You got to get up to par with it. So it's been fun to see the progression of, you know, women's basketball. So it's exciting, and the game came down to the wire, and I think it came down to France inbounded the ball down 3. They moved the ball very quickly on a fast break. And the girl, I think last name was Williams from France, shot the ball, but she just so happened to step on the 3-point line. Had she not, that'd have been overtime. And who knows, we'd have got another 5 minutes or whatever it is, of some additional good basketball. But it was fun to watch. I was glued to that too. So shout out to everyone and Team USA. That was awesome to watch. So that was great. So how's your week been, brother?
Week's been smooth, and I just wanted to elaborate on one thing. Like my son, he's always got low confidence. He's always like, Dad, I suck, I can't do this. My son Bentley, my younger son, and I'm always like, bro, you're good, you're great. Like, keep chasing greatness. So we was out front, and we had a wicker basket with some chalk in it, and we're shooting jumpers, 2 foot, 4 foot. We making our way back, so we get to like 13, 14 foot jumpers. And he's like, oh, Dad, we ain't gonna make this. I said, and right there, I'm like, this is the moment. Like, I needed this moment with him for a while. Like, I keep trying to encourage him and tell him, but in this moment, I felt it, bro. Like, it was just like, all right, this is the moment. So I say, Bentley, stop saying you can't do something. I said, you can do anything you put your mind to. I said, watch. And I shot that shit. And I said, Kobe. And when I shot it, went in. So now I take, another step back, so we're at like 16 foot. He's like, oh, Dad, you definitely ain't making this. And the whole family's out there, so everybody witnessed this shit. I say, Ben, you gotta stop that. Boy, once you believe, you will achieve. Like, I'm preaching, bro. I'm like, man, I got you. Kobe, nothing but net, splash it again. And then you just see, like, everybody just was like, damn, that's that moment. Like, everybody felt it, but it was hard for them to believe it, even just seeing it, but they felt it. Yeah. So them feeling it was that's the moment I needed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like, yes, bro, we needed that, and God's amazing, boy, how he lined you up with shit like that, bro. So that was a beautiful moment for my week. How was your week, though? You had some shit pop up?
Yeah, man, so it's been good. Obviously, still going through the process of, the job, stuff like that. Lining up interviews, talking to some folks, getting resumes out. So nice. Still working through that, It's still, I got to remember, it's only been a short time. Yep. So not to get too concerned there, but I had an interesting invite this week. Good friend of mine, guy that has been around for a while, and good friend, like a brother. He knew I was going through some of this stuff, and actually it was through the podcast that he kind of understood some things. So again, look how we reached out and we connect. But he reached out and he was like, "Hey, let's do lunch, man." And then a little later, he kind of was like, "Hey, I got something that I'd like to let you be a part of, let you experience it." And it was a gathering, some gentlemen. That are involved in the church, and this is not your typical, church, like you would see in our inner city and stuff like that. It was more modern, I guess, more laid back. You can kind of dress, relax.
Different atmosphere.
It's a little bit of that atmosphere. So I guess the new era of church, right? But it was some guys getting together, different walks of life. I mean, different races, different walks of life, different.
That's the beauty of
it was, man.
Bro.
And absolutely. And we got together, and obviously I'm coming in as something new, so me being who I am, I'm just trying to understand what the vibe is and how everything goes. And again, I grew up religious, to an extent, but I become where I'm more spiritual. I look at spiritual,
locked in from the soul, boy.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe we all have someone we follow, however that is, right? And I don't judge what you follow, how you follow.
Preach.
I just hope that you have good intentions, good vibe.
And that shit's felt, bro.
Absolutely.
Like I say all the time, shit's felt.
Absolutely. And I tell you, the minute I walked in, I was greeted by my friend, and right away, everyone was very welcoming. And right away, like it released the tension that I had from being unaware of my new environment there, right? Yeah, so it was great. They read some things and led a message. They talked about fasting.
I love fasting. I'm a big faster, bro. Every month, 3 days. Every month, bro.
Yeah, so they talked about fasting, and they said sometimes, we need to give something up. And it doesn't necessarily mean food. Just sometimes give something up and kind of realign yourself, right? Like just, and it was great conversation. Again, it was just a group of men. And
it's the willpower, too.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see how, like, can you give this
Can
up?
you, right?
You know?
Can you give something up that you
Right,
need,
can,
that you
but you
want?
gotta want it bad enough, though.
Yeah.
You got, you know, so yes. Bro.
Yeah, and it's eye-opening. I mean, there's many cultures that do that on a consistent basis, right? There's many cultures. And it's something that is, like you said, the fact that you were able to achieve it and accomplish it is rewarding. And then obviously there's, depending on what it is.
It's even harder here in America because we have fast food restaurants.
Oh,
you can get shit by the, you know, anytime you're hungry, like just the slightest bit hungry, you can all go get McDonald's. Like, bro, you're not even hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your stomach just growled. But you ain't starving. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight through them temptations, bro.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you fucking look like this. I promise you. It's like, nah, I ain't doing it. I ain't promoting my shit. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah. But no, again, it was great conversations. You know, everyone kind of opened up a little bit, shared some things, and in the end, it was even the best part. Honestly, was, you know, after we, you know, kind of got together and just talked a little bit. You know, they explained to me the idea behind the center that they opened. The idea is to bring men together. Men of, again, different walks of life, different careers, you know, different businesses they're in, and bring men together. And the first mission, I would say, is to be a resource for that neighborhood. You know, that neighborhood, it's St. Helena. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Networking is important, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
Man. And then if you got a group of guys that do this, that, and that, there's no room for failure.
Yeah, so
we help each other build each other.
Yeah, so it was just getting together and just, you know, just even a prayer, just a prayer, a good, sending a good spirit or a good vibe or, you know, something.
Good energy.
Yeah, good energy. To the people of that neighborhood, and eventually, you know, what it sounds to me is they're going to do some things, and that's amazing. And I guess the idea and the message I got from it is, you know, what if every neighborhood, you know, every high risk neighborhood had a center like that with men that, like you said, have good energy, good intentions, have even the power, let's say, and the motive and the want to make a change, right?
Yeah. The kids need it. I mean, not
our
only do
city
we need it as adults, but our children need
man,
a safe haven, bro.
Yeah,
we don't have it no more.
No, not at all. I mean, it's you know, so it was great, man. So I appreciate the invite. It was eye opening. It was great. Like I said, I listened more than I spoke. It was new to me. I wanted to soak in and get the message that they were delivering. But it was great. You know, it was.
I hope
it was really
everything that they you know, striving for comes to fruition for them.
Yeah, I think
it
will.
sounds like a good idea. You know.
I think it will, man. Like I said, and you know, their ideas that, you know, our city needs it, our neighborhoods need it, and you know, they want to make a change. And looks like they got the right men to lead the way. So it was pretty cool. So that was part of my week, man. It was definitely. You know, it was definitely great to be a part of that. You know, never really been a part of a movement like that. So I plan to, you know, when possible, continue to make that and
leave an impact yourself. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you know, it's great. So I do appreciate it. I appreciate the invite and being able to be a part of that. And you know, hopefully, maybe one day I can invite someone, maybe like yourself or someone,
or even have your own, you know, little group.
No, that too.
Where you say, look, this is you know. You learn, and you branch off. You know, learn from these guys, and then you know, create your own little thing. Your own little community and build, and you know, that's how. Then before you know it, got all these different neighborhoods are starting to boom a little bit,
rise. Absolutely. So I tell you, you know, one thing that a lot of people don't know, man, this was probably might have been maybe maybe more than that, about 7 years ago. It's always been a dream of mine, you know. There's two things that I've always wanted to do, and one was coach college basketball. I love basketball, and I would have just loved that to be my career. You know, it takes a lot of sacrifices. I never got to do that. You know, never know what's coming in the future. But another was to have my own rec center, more or less, for kids.
A facility for kids, like Matt Bowman, the Bowmans. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah.
But I grew up with him, and we was kids. We was chopping up one day out front of his house, and I'm like, yo, when I get older, bro, I just want to have a facility, because they used to have the Boys and Girls Club right there on Clinton Street, but it was shut down as I was coming up, so I never really got to experience it much. I went in there a few times, but I was like, man, I always just I want to have something like that so we can go and play football, basketball, and whatever we want to do is right there. So no, that's good, bro. I always was on that time too.
Well, for me, it was that coming up, I was part of the PAL program, and the PAL is the Police Athletic League. And where I grew up, they had that, and I mean, we did everything. I mean, so first of all, that center, it was controlled by, or everything was conducted by the police officers. You know, and that's something that our city, our nation, I think, has gotten away from. Like, we no longer know our officers. No. You know, I grew up where the officers in your neighborhood, they knew you and you knew them by first name basis. You know, if you were acting up, they might have grabbed you and took you home and said, hey, you know, he's acting up. We no longer have that.
Catch my ass.
You know what I mean? Now it's like, kids see a police officer, they see fear. You know, we have not done our job to teach our kids that we don't have to fear the police officer. And that's a whole different subject. There's a lot of things that have happened, but I wish that programs like that will continue to flourish, because I mean, we would do, I mean, it would be right after school. So they had a computer center where we could do our homework, keep our grades.
Well, that's the first thing you did when you went in there. When I went there with my buddy a few times,
right?
You know, you sit there, you get your schoolwork done, and then
that way
it's time to go and
now your reward is you get to play a sport or whatever it is, right? So, and it was great. And man, I'm telling you, growing up, those are some of my favorite memories with some of my friends, that we would go to Six Flags, we would do pool parties, like we would do trips to, I mean, just anywhere, right? Skateland, bowling. And it was just everyone from different neighborhoods meeting in this one rec center. And then the best part about it was we got to play flag football. And you would go to different rec centers all across Baltimore, Maryland. You know, and then we also had our basketball league. And that was great, because one day you're against Dundalk, one day you're against, you know, West Baltimore. It's like we were traveling everywhere. And it was such a great vibe, man. And it was cool because everyone knew that you were all part of the same program. Yeah, you were on another team, but you know, and I mean, great memories. And I've always wanted to, you know, have my own rec center to not only have the sports for the kids, because there's a lot of kids that they cannot afford it.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, you know, football is like $100 some or $200. I don't even know what it is anymore.
It ain't cheap.
Yeah, I mean, basketball is like 90 to 100.
Sports in general ain't cheap.
No,
nothing cheap anymore.
Not at all. Not at all. So think about those kids that never get an opportunity to play because they can't afford it, right? So so these programs give these kids an opportunity, you know, to do that. And it gives them a home too, man. Like
safe haven, man.
Yeah,
man.
Sure.
And a lot of kids,
and someone to talk to. You
some
know,
homes ain't even a safe haven for the kids. So
yeah,
they need an outlet like that.
Yeah, man. I used to talk to the officers, man, and just let them know how my day was, you know. And they would talk to me and the leaders. You know, there were some ladies, you know, that would work there, and they were great to us. You know, they would talk to us and advise us, and those ladies, you know, they would do the same for the young ladies in our program. You know, they were also young ladies our age in the program that didn't necessarily play sports, but they were also part of it. They wanted to be part of the trips and things, and they would guide them, you know, on what's going on. So we you know, the youth needs that, and I actually years back with a guy that I was coaching with for quite a while, you know, we coach our sons together. We actually got the ball rolling, you know, and we had a financial advisor. We were working on grants and stuff, and just never could get, you know, the wheels moving completely. Just never got good traction. There's a lot involved in that. A lot of time you got to spend for someone to build a grant, manage it, you know, get it out to someone. You have to develop a business plan. I mean, it's a lengthy of you know, things that you have to do before you can even get something good out of it. Yeah, and then
you want to give back, but you got to go through so much.
It was a lot, man, and it got to a point to me where I was doing so much and life coaching. I was just like, I can't get there right now. Put it off a little bit, and then fast forward a year or two later, COVID came, and that was during the time I was looking for a facility because obviously if you're going to build it, that's even more money, right? So you have to find a facility that can fit what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for now, like somewhere to just have a little home, safe haven for the kids that come and chase greatness with me, bro. But
right. So
numbers are crazy.
Yeah, and I tell you, and this was, you know, when Under Armour was really like just kicking crazy, right? Like it was just, you know, Under Armour was right there with Nike and the Adidas and the other, you know, juggernauts and the big boys of, you know, the shoe brands and sports and stuff. And I actually shot a letter to Kevin Plank, like just telling him, you know, I got a small response for Under Armour, just saying thank you and we'll look into it, but never heard back, right? But, you know, Kevin Plank is doing a lot of big things in Baltimore, so at least, you know, it's not like he just didn't do anything, right? He's definitely doing for the city and everything, and that's definitely appreciated. But, you know, like I said, maybe one day I'll be able to do something like that. So, you know.
That'd be sweet. The kids need it, man. They need it for sure.
Yeah, and you know, even especially around this area, man, we're such a high risk area where kids are left alone. I mean, parents are working. Just a lot, man. I mean, you know, as you know, I coach high school basketball, and I've seen a lot, man.
Oh yeah.
It's literally what keeps me showing up is that every season I have a kid that I feel like I could be there for, right? From, I mean, many different things, you know, and I don't really want to.
And that's like, it's crazy though, because like I was that kid. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't have that guidance and shit. You know, I needed it, but it really wasn't there. Like my cousin Scoop, he kind of like raised me up, but he's only 5 years older than me. So sometimes the youth need that, bro, to really take it and go in a positive way for real.
No,
But if you want it bad enough, you can also, you know.
Yeah, no, you gotta rise above it, right?
Yeah.
You gotta see what, you know, what hand you're dealt and rise above it. But definitely, I mean, like I said, to the high school team, I've just seen so much, and you know, the greatest reward from coaching these high school teams is how that last game, you know, or that last meeting after the season's over, every single senior is wishing they had one more day.
Oh yeah.
You know, because they're like that atmosphere, that bond.
You're never gonna have that again, bro.
You'll never have that again like this, man. And
that's why you gotta live in the moment and enjoy that shit, man.
I know, and you know, and it's cool too because I've connected with a lot of them. You know, I've even hired some. You know, giving them opportunities. Me and Coach, you know, Coach is a great man that you know, me and him have worked great together, and you know, these kids, they'll, you know, once they're done, they come back and they're like, Coach, I wish I was still here. You know, they'll come back and support. And it's been good, man. We've been able to build up the program over the last few years quite a bit, man. I remember the days where we were winning 1 or 2 games, you know, to now, you know, winning a playoff game, contending, and it's been a ride, man. It's been a ride.
But when you get that good energy and that good effort, man, you get that good feedback back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you do. You know, you give off that good vibe and good energy, and you let these kids know you believe in them. Not only saying it, but you show them. So once you do that shit, man, they're gonna do anything for you, bro. Like. They go harder for you, you know, because they're like, man, he really believes in me. You know, he ain't just talking this shit. He's really breaking it down, you know, preaching and teaching. So it hits different, bro.
No, it does. And, you know, it's funny. Like, I walk into the locker room every time, either practice or before a game, after a game, and I touch on basketball, but somehow I always end with more or less telling them, like, you got to go get it.
Yeah.
And it becomes about life. It never stays with basketball because sports is the tool for life.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's teaching you discipline. It's teaching you that hard work pays off.
And networking and believing in the guys.
Yes, and making those, you know, those memories, those connections, and just going for it, right? So to me, that's what sports are. It's a tool.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for these kids and you know, everyone it's a tool to gain a lot. You know, you gain a lot. So
man, I don't know where I would be without sports. For real, man. Sports saved my life. Kobe, thank you, my boy. For real.
Yeah, no. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, my best friends are guys that, you know, that's what we did, man. You know, my best friend, honestly, it's that's what we did, you know. And how I've met a lot of people. I would say 95% of the people that I communicate with and stuff are primarily all through sports.
Yeah, it's just
you know, whether coaching or playing or being a part of something. I mean, that's literally it.
Just look at us over the last fucking 15 years of just playing ball every day, and like it's the same group of guys, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Same group every Sunday we get together. 15 years. Well, I mean, we was doing it every day at one point. But now that, you know, it's just
life
wild,
hits
bro.
a little bit. It's a little tougher, but yeah.
Still gotta make that time.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, man. So it's been good. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna do it. You know, obviously life is getting tougher sometimes with time, and you gotta weigh what you're doing. And I've talked to Coach about that. You know, it's like I don't know where you know with the job and things like that, and sometimes it gets difficult. But if or when that day I walk away, man, it's gonna be tough because I just know there's gonna be that next kid that
Needs somebody.
Needs that. You know what I mean?
That good
you know,
positive vibe and energy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of coaches don't bring everything to the table. You know, you'll get some guys that can preach, but they can't teach. And then you'll get some guys that can teach, but they can't preach. But when you bring both that shit together, it's like a deadly combination, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just amazing what you can do
Yeah.
when you believe in the kids and they believe in you.
Yeah.
Just levels to it, bro.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited for this year because this year has the freshman class that Coach and I got together with, you know, and, you know, there's only a few guys left. And, you know, one in particular, man, you know, we don't speak a lot, but he continues to just shock me, right? I mean, the shots that he hits, the way he plays, the relentlessness that he has, you know, I'm hoping that he can have an amazing season. I mean, I think he's like 200-some points away from reaching 1,000 points,
Nice.
Which I don't even know exactly what record that is for our school or you know how it stands, but you know it's going to be if he can reach that, and I'm hoping he will, and you know it'll be amazing.
That'd be good
right?
for him, bro.
Yeah,
Man, be
it'll
something
be
to carry
amazing.
on.
Yeah.
If he plans on going to college or whatever, you know, have that on his resume.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I did this. I'm a hooper. I'm a baller. So
Yeah.
that's important.
Yeah.
So you encourage that shit, though. You tell that little motherfucker, hey, we this close. How bad do you want it?
Yeah. No.
So
Yeah.
and you gotta let the guys around them understand, like, hey, bro, if you gotta go grab an extra rebound, that's what we gotta do.
Yeah. Well, the goal now is that we got to get over the hump. You know, the whole, you know, making the playoffs, getting to a first round, like we got to get over that hump.
Yeah.
I mean, so the time is now. So I hope that we can click, go hard in all gears. I mean,
Yeah, but you're continually moving up the ladder.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
That's a plus. But
But
yeah,
the-
you want more out of it now.
but the
though.
beautiful thing and the tough thing about high school basketball is every year it's a whole new team.
Oh yeah.
Every year it's a whole new team. So every team has looked totally different, and you know you can look on paper and go, oh, this team was better, but it's like
That don't mean shit.
No,
It's over with,
it's over with. So it's
Yep.
like now it's like the minute that last buzzer goes off, it's like okay,
Want a new beginnings.
yep,
Yep.
new beginning. So
100%.
it's amazing, man. But I hope that we can rise above, man, and leave our stamp. You know, this coming season, do something special.
If you
man.
believe it, and then
Yep.
you know it's
Yep.
gonna come, and you're gonna be like, damn, championship, shorty.
So let me ask you, one thing that we deal with is, the confidence factor, right? Like I tell you, like,
I ooze that shit, bro.
oh no, I mean, I'm telling you,
I
and we all carry it a different way, right? Like every,
Yeah.
I think someone that's confident, some show it,
You could be a quiet assassin.
some
You should-
exactly. So like
Yeah.
some just have it and you sense it, and but then some people just don't, and I don't understand that, right? And I know you were saying how like sometimes you got to pull that out of him a little bit, and I've been trying to make sure we're a competitive household,
Okay, you better be.
I mean it's everything, right? I mean I share with you the trophies, my son put all those up there to literally every time that he gets another one, knock another one off because he wants to fill that with all
Hey,
his.
that's what's up. That's what's
So
up.
that's the chip on his shoulder. So, but he even now like has like this mindset like like if I'm talking to someone like, hey man, who you think is the fastest? And he's like me.
Man.
Like it's like me.
Man.
You know what I
Look
mean?
at that shit, bro. For real. That's the advantage, bro.
Yeah, man.
That
So
self-confidence and just believing in your own abilities. I don't give a fuck how much better you are than me, but I believe in what the fuck I can
Yeah.
do. So I'm gonna take over and do what I like.
exactly,
Yeah,
man,
nah,
exactly.
man, that's beautiful.
And
Kids got a bright future, bro.
I tell you, man, I think we touched on this a little bit last time, but I rise for the moment. If I feel like I look over my shoulder and the team that I got on paper don't look like that team, I'm like, oh, it's go time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? This is, I gotta show this one. You know what I mean? Like I love being an underdog.
Oh, I love.
You know what I mean? Like,
wanna
let me be the underdog, man.
And that's one thing I don't do though, is I don't sleep on a motherfucking soul.
No, hell no.
I don't never sleep on nobody, bro. I'm coming in there cocky and confident and humble as fuck, and I'm gonna destroy you in the whatever way God wants me to destroy that ass. Cause I'm coming for you, for real.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know what it is with the young guys now, man. I don't know about the young ladies much. I think, you know, my daughter oozes confidence. She, you know, she walks it, she talks it, she just knows it, man. And you know, her mother's the same way. She has, you know, ultimate confidence. So I'm gonna say she got that from her on that one. You know, I won't even take credit on that one. But some of these young men that I deal with just don't have it, understand it, right? And I'll try to break it down, like, you know, you're this, you're that, this is who you are. You're special. You know what I'm saying? Like, be special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're special. Don't have to look like his or them.
Bro,
but you're special.
Yes. Everybody's chasing. Everybody's greatness.
That's your greatness. You know what I mean? So I tried it, and you know, and one of the craziest stats that you won't believe is that I've seen that home records, you know, the record at home isn't as good as the away record.
Well, it used to be at home. You couldn't come in here and fuck.
Right, that was the thing. Like, this is my house. Like, this is my gym, my field.
Yes.
You know, like, this is us. Like, you're not taking this
at all.
You know what I mean? That's the pride that you're supposed to have. And now it's like a little different. And I don't know if it's, I don't know. And
well, a lot of shit's too friendly too nowadays. You see how I am. When I come to the basketball court, I don't want to shake your fucking hand, bro. Like, I love you, my brother, but fuck you in this moment. Like, it's war, it's go time. Everybody want, hey, how you doing? How's your day, man? Fuck that. Talk to me when we get done. Yeah. And I keep it real with him. I tell him right off the jump, I ain't shaking your hand, bro. Fuck you. I'm here to, I'm here for blood. Fuck that. You could be my brother, my best friend, my mother, my grandmother. You line up against me, fuck that. I'm taking your soul.
Hey.
And that's just how I like.
Hey,
that's
the only way to be. I get that. I feel that, man. I've gotten soft over the years with it. I used to be like that. Now I will say hello, and then once it's go time, it's go time, man. We talk later, but I'll say what's up. You know, be cordial a little. It depends on the moment too. I mean, if we're in the league game, nah, I ain't got nothing for you. We're the tournament, I ain't got nothing for you. Little pickup, I might say what's up. You know?
My method was always like, man, fuck you right now, bro. It is go time.
Hey, man.
Real.
I got a little soft over time.
I get out there and be a motherfucker I don't even know. He be like, hey, what's up, man? But fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't say it like fuck you, but he stick his hand out. I ain't shaking your motherfucking hand. And I ain't being ignorant enough because after the game, you know, I chop the egg, bro. You know, look, before the game, I ain't him. I'm not no friendly shit. After the game, I come dap it up. We can chop it up and shit. Like, that's who I am. I'm a cool ass person, but leading up to it, man, fuck you. For real, it's war. And I'm here to win. Like, anything it takes for me to win, I'm going to try. I ain't on no cheating shit, but I'm going to win. Yeah. I'm balling.
Hey, I got to, I mean, I tell this to myself in my mind every time I'm competing. I try to win by any means necessary.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, it's not about cheating. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want no advantage. That's not.
Bro, I'm work harder than you, bro. Even at work, like anywhere I go, work environment. Like I was in, I got in with a door company. You know, I started off fucking carrying doors. I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm better than this. I'm not sitting there carrying these motherfucking doors. So I went to the boss. I'm like, hey, bro, what do I gotta do? Like, you know what I mean? Show me some shit. So he's like, yo, anytime you get a little break, go talk to the old man that's installing the doors. Tell them to show you some shit. So any little break I got, I went to the older men. They sitting up in the room chilling. Hey, bro, how you throw this door in? How you install this? Boom, boom, boom. And they run me, and then before you know it, 2 months later, I'm doing paperwork, putting in doors.
Yep.
So you just gotta want it bad, bro. And that's anything in life, man. Go get that shit. Don't sit around and try to be friendly with everybody.
So you know what's funny? Every time that I interview someone, right? When I interview them, I tell everyone, what do you want out of this? And of course everyone says, I want a career, I want to, you know, and maybe you do. I always say this can't be a career, or this can be a stepping stone to get to the next step, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
But I always advise every single person that I interview or hire, learn everything.
Yes.
Do not sit still at your role.
Yes. I'm learning everything. I want to know everybody's shit, bro. Even like, I mean, any walks of life, whether you're on the football field, like I tell my son, Bentley, because he playing football, know everybody's position. Because when a motherfucker go down, you don't know when your number's
Next
gonna get
man
called.
up.
Yup, next man up.
Be ready. Be ready.
That's in anything in life though.
Yeah.
But back at just, you know, from the work environment or sports environment, whatever the case may be, just fucking be the best you and chase greatness, and you'll see the progress that you make over time, bro. And that's the most important thing. Is just, you know, just be better than you was yesterday and whatever you're doing. So that was the message to that.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, my son just turned 8 today, right?
Happy birthday, nephew. We shouted you out already, big dog.
Yeah, happy birthday, boy. So
Kobe number 8, Jordan.
Yeah, he knows who Kobe is, man. He knows who Kobe is. Jordan, I mean, he's in tune with all that, man. So, you know, it's crazy because, you know, I got 3 kids, you know, and my wife says something that I kind of agree with her. When we tell everyone the ages of our kids, they can't believe how separated they are, right? Mm-hmm. They have 5 years plus in between each one of them. And that wasn't planned, that's just what it is, right? But the amazing...
I was knocking mine back to back. Bang, bang, bang. I felt like Pops off fucking...
Right.
I can't even think. Pops off Friday, but he was in another little sitcom when he always did the bang, bang with the brother. The Wayne's brother.
Yeah, but the amazing thing about this was, man, that, you know, obviously every time that it's like I've been a father 3 different ways, right? Mm-hmm. Like I was very young, and then we had my daughter, and you know, I was now at this moment trying to figure out kind of who I am, you know, what I'm doing, my career, and then, you know, with Dax, it was like very unexpected. Like quite honestly, at that point, you know, we definitely weren't planning on another child or anything. But I think it was the best thing for me. It made me want to be different. It made me want to be a little better. I also learned now kind of how to be a father. Because quite honestly, I mean, quite honestly, you know, I didn't, you know, my father wasn't really in my life. Like, I mean, he pop in here and there, right? But it's not the same.
Yo, you preaching, bro.
Yeah, and I had to collectively amongst a few kind of figure out how to more or less be a man, how to conduct myself, how to, you know, how to communicate with a woman, how to, you know, and I learned that from being around women, right? Like I saw, you know, how the women in my life were treated, and I wanted to make sure I treat them that way or not that way or better, right?
Man,
so
you learning from your environment, 100%.
Absolutely, man. So, you know, so it's been amazing for me to grow, to change, to mature, to adjust each and every time with each child, and definitely now with Dax, man. Like I value so much more trying to feel like to be present more than anything, right? Because again, I value time so much more now. Knowing that time just continues to flow away from me, and then now, like, you know, now realizing, you know, that he's 8 years old and getting bigger, you know, he's asking different questions and being more in tune, and I tell you something, man, you know, sometimes you don't realize your kids are listening.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? Like they listen, and the thing about him is like. And
they're smart. They're sponges, bro.
No, absolutely.
Kids are everything.
Yeah, you want to teach your child something, do not hold back from teaching them something. They are sponges, 100%. I mean, whatever you want to teach a child when they're young, that is the time. They will soak it in.
As soon as mine come out the fucking punani, oh, bro, I school them about life, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't sugarcoat shit.
Absolutely.
I keep it real with them because the environment that I came up with, you know, it was pretty fucked up, you know, a lot of drugs and all that shit. So I try to like keep my kids away from all that, of course, but I let them know, like, motherfucker, like when my dad comes around, I'm like, Dad, tell these motherfuckers what drugs do to you. Like, they can see it, but tell them. And this motherfucker, and I'll be like, keep it real with them. Tell these motherfuckers that you love that shit more than you loved us. And he, man, I love that shit more than I love, like, he keep it real. Like, and I tell him, don't ever go down, keep it honest, man. And I tell my kids, don't ever go down that motherfucking path, bro.
Yeah.
Because you try whatever you want. But they're little sponges, though, and as soon as they come out, I keep life and everything that I ever went through, seen, saw, boom, I let them know, for real. And you got to, bro, because if not, somebody else will school them and teach them.
Yeah,
and ain't
no.
nobody teaching mine like I'm a teacher, for real.
No, you definitely have to keep an open line of communication with your kids. You want them to tell you when they're going through something. And
yes, and you can't be their friends enough. You know, it's a thing. It's tough, bro.
It is tough.
Cause you don't. So I'm going through that with my daughter now. You know, she's 14 years old. I know that she's into boys, and you know, and me and her mom, we're not the parents that are like.
And that's a tough crossroad.
Oh, it's tough. Oh,
when you
no,
realize, like, okay, this is coming now.
And we're not them parents that are like, you know, I just had this conversation with my daughter tonight, bro. I said, cause she wants to go on this date with this little boy, whatever. They want to go to the movies or whatever. Okay, that's cool. But I tell them, don't ever be afraid to speak up and talk to us and tell us about anything. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, because if you're with him and you feel uncomfortable, right, you're not saying it could play out like that, but it does. You're uncomfortable with that person, but then you're too afraid to call home mom and dad because you're afraid what we're going to say or do. So now you're like in a pickle. You're like, oh, fuck, what do I do? Do I sit here with him? I can't call my mom and dad. Like, I'm uncomfortable. I say, fuck that. You ever feel uncomfortable, you call me. And I want to have that relationship to where, you know, I want to know what you're doing. I don't need to know every little detail, but I want to make sure you're safe. If you're going out with a friend, that's fine. Let me know. If you need me, call me. I'll come get you. Yeah. You know, I don't want you to be like you have to hide anything from me, because you do not. None of my kids have to hide anything from me. Keep it real with me, and I always keep it real with them. For real, bro. I do.
That's good.
You need to be on that time, man. Everybody should be on that time.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I mean,
because we grow up. We're gonna do shit. We're gonna do stupid shit at times. But at the end of the day, you gotta, as a parent, you gotta let them know, look, I love you, and I know you're gonna make mistakes, and I'm trying to keep you from making those mistakes. That's why I've been teaching you since you come out your mother's fucking vagina about life, so you don't make those mistakes. But if you do, don't be afraid to reach out and say, hey, Dad, I fucked up. I smoked weed or I drank. Can you come get me? Fucking right, I'm gonna come get you. You know, and then we can talk about what happened. So. You need to be that parent, bro.
Yep, I'll be there for you, and then I'll be a parent after. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, that's good, man. I'm glad you're doing that.
Oh, yeah.
We've done the same. You know, and it's crazy. Certain situations they're more comfortable talking to me. Yep. Certain situations more to her, but definitely always.
But no matter who you're talking to, mom and dad always get the scoop. So whether you talk to mom and think dad don't know, you're crazy, because dad knows. And if you're talking to dad, I'm going to let mom know. So it's how it works.
No, and that's good, man. And you got to have that. So and that's a beautiful thing, man. And you know, enjoy those moments when they talk to you, and you know, try to find time where you can have one-on-one with each kid at some point. Bro. Yeah, you know, even if it's 30 minutes, just to have a conversation with one of them.
I wouldn't say I'm failing that department, but when my kids were younger, before COVID, I would always, once a month, I would take them to a dinner and a movie, one-on-one, and we would chop it up. I mean, now that they're older, I'm involved with them with sports and stuff. I'm always there. It's a little different, right? I'm not really... So I don't really take them to the movies and sit down and take them to dinner anymore like I used to. But that was a big thing for me, bro. Like I want, because everybody has their own personality, right? And when you're with them one-on-one, you get that one-on-one time, you really see who they truly are. Because when they're in the gathering, some people just want to fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now I've always been big on that. And like I said, I haven't really done it like I used to, but I am involved in all the sports, and I'm there, and this shit ain't gonna stop whether you like me there or not. I'm there.
So let me ask you this. I mean, you got multiple kids, and something that I learned, again, just maturing and going through the process of having multiple kids, but how are you with making time for her, you know, with kids and stuff?
Well, we make time, but our time, we argue a lot. We argue a lot. But it's cool, though, because we raise our kids, and we got some great kids, so we...
Well, I'll tell you this, though, and I learned this years later, right? Like, and this may sound harsh, but obviously we're parents, and we're parents definitely. And I'll say first, you know, we're parents first, because at the end of the day, regardless of whatever would happen with your wife, mate, whoever it may be, things can happen, right? Life, people change, and things happen sometimes, and you know. But obviously, kids are always going to be your kids. That'll never change. But there could be. For sure, a time that kids are going to move out. They're going to start their lives.
It's going to be that time. We talk about that all the time. Like, so, I mean, we'll do some fun stuff. Like we'll go get in the morning. We'll go get coffee. Go to Amish.
Absolutely.
But our goal is when they get older and they move out, we want to get an RV and we going, bro.
That's cool.
So yeah, we know what's coming. I mean, just like we know our kids growing up.
Yeah, I try to, you know, tell all my, you know, my friends, and we've had those conversations that, you know, those that have multiple kids and stuff like that, or even one kid. You know, you get caught up in the moment and the rat race of sports,
Yeah.
school, work, you know, family gatherings, activities, birthday parties, and all that. But you have to take time to each other. And look, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a vacation, or it doesn't have to be
little things. Bro.
Yeah, it could be like you said,
things.
a 2-hour dinner,
Yep.
just to say, hey, honey, how was your week?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And her to do the same for you,
Yep.
because we got to hear it too, man.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we for all the ladies out there, we like to be asked how our day went, for
Yes.
sure. Ask us how our day went. All right.
And sacrifice your time doing something that we like. We shouldn't have to sacrifice our time doing everything that y'all want to do. Just give us an hour. You know what I mean? Like, take a hike, shoot the ball. You know, give me something.
Yeah.
So, for sure, bro.
Yeah, no, but definitely always find that time for each other.
Yeah, you gotta make time for you.
Yeah,
You
we
have to.
you know we learned that later. You know, and it was a point in time with having kids in sports that our time was only going out to a bar.
Yeah.
You know, and then we later realized, like, this isn't time.
Nope.
We're wasting money. We're obviously drinking.
It
You know
ain't
what I mean?
fun. You really can't enjoy each
You're
other.
not.
Like,
You
if
can
you're in
barely
a crowd,
talk to each
barely
other.
talk.
Right.
Exactly. What are we getting from this?
Nothing.
Bro, you're preaching.
Yup.
Bro.
So we eventually figured it out, and it took us time, and we figured out that, like, we need to find time.
Yes.
You know, personal time.
Make time. You gotta make
So
it.
we, you know, now every so often we'll do a lunch together, middle of the week.
Yeah.
Middle of the week
Yeah.
lunch.
Yeah.
You know, kids are in
Simple
school.
thing, that's all you need.
Yeah, kids
Yep.
are in school. It's a nice day out or whatever.
And that shit's so more rewarding than
Yeah.
fucking doing some crazy ass, spend all this type of money type of shit.
Yep.
Just the little
Yep.
things, bro.
And I tell you, I tell people, I've shared this with some folks, and I know COVID, the whole COVID thing was a wild time for everyone, right? I mean, from, you know, you can have your mask while you're sitting, you can have your mask off when you're sitting down, but not when standing up. I mean, we all lived it,
Yeah, that
right?
shit was good.
We all lived the crazy, I think, what was it, 2 years of COVID.
I ain't live that shit because I was out there putting in work, motherfucker. Go check my resume. I was over the park, pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, boy. I swear, like, it's a blessing and a curse. Because before that, like, the parks was never heavy. Like, it wasn't never a lot of foot traffic. During COVID, it was like nothing. I swear it was like just me and my buddy Sean out there fucking grinding every day. Few people pop up. But after COVID, bro, you go to the parks now, hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Like, I love it, bro.
So-
I love it.
So let me tell you what I did. So this is what it did for me. The first thing that it did, and I think it did it for, I mean, just the world in general, is we became more conscious about hygiene.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel like now hotels, resorts, and stuff like that, businesses, you know, they have different processes. Like now you have the more hand sanitizers. They're wiping things more. So I think it
I
did
enjoy
that.
that too, though. I like
That
the
was good to see, because I think we all became more conscious of just hygiene and
just
just
take
things
care of
like
yourself
that.
so you ain't spreading that many germs and shit.
Yeah, just, you know, and so that was a good thing. That was a positive out of the whole COVID time.
Well, you could have made the COVID time a positive. Like, we were still trying to go hoop together. Like, we still
that was wild.
right?
We were searching for that.
Yeah, we were searching for fucking basketball because they took all the rims down. But we still, like, I feel so bad for the people that really got caught up in it and felt like they couldn't do nothing, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And battled depression and got big, and just there was a lot of shit on the other side of the coin.
Yeah, there was a lot of
bro.
negatives too. Yeah,
For
there
real,
was
man.
there
It's
was
just
suicide rate went
man,
up.
I know.
Yeah, so you know, so when it, you know, and I'll tell you, so when it happened, it came out, and I don't know if you got to see this or not, but for those that saw it, there were videos of like people just dropping dead in China or something like that.
Yeah.
So me being proactive, I literally went to the store, got a bunch of Lysol, got masks, whatever it was, you name it, because I just saw people die on camera, and I'm like, this ain't happening here. I mean, so I came, had a family meeting, I got everyone together. I'm like, guys, this is what we need to do, you know, and
We did the same shit, man. We stayed with Lysol. We
yeah.
went and got our own little hand sanitizer thing you pump by the door. Like,
yeah, I had a coworker that every day he had to get almost completely undressed in his garage, give it to his wife, bag it up, throw it in the washer, hot water, and he would get a shower in the basement shower because they didn't want him to bring anything in. This is how crazy everything was. But I had a meeting with the family. I'm like, guys, this is what it is. And obviously at that time, kids are no longer in school. You know, they're now homeschooled or, you know, virtual. Wife was able to work remote. You know, my youngest is not even in school yet, so everyone was home except me. So I'm the one going out there. So life is kind of still normal for me for the most part, because I mean I'm still going out.
Yeah, you still gotta do your job.
Yeah, I'm still doing my job, and obviously we were still trying to find places to play ball. So we try to keep it as normal as possible. But everyone else at home, they were stuck in the house.
Yeah.
They didn't know if they could go out.
Yeah.
Groceries was
kids sitting on the computer all day.
Oh
trying to do
yeah,
work
man, it was nuts. So eventually, I was like, okay, this isn't right. Like, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you, like, you know, started gaining weight because all you're doing is, you know what I mean? So it's like it just got crazy. So
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'll fast forward. So as a year is going on, or 6 months maybe, and my wife was just going crazy. She's like, I'm not coming out the house. No one is doing anything. You know, so her birthday had rolled around, and I'm like, man, what do we do? And I'm like, I got to do something for her, right? So I ended up throwing like a virtual party, you know, through the camera and computer. I put up on the TV, and we did that. And about another week or two go by, and she's still feeling that cabin fever, right? And she's just like, what, you know, I can't do anything. Like, what are we doing? And I ended up literally getting with my family and setting up like a date night with her. But it was all home. And I set up the outside. I made it like a lounge nightclub in my garage. Like I kind of
tried to give it a different atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. And I started getting creative. And after that, I was like, you know what? I know we can't really go anywhere right now, but I got to get creative.
Yep.
So I started getting very creative, and I started like looking up things to do with your meat. And I started pulling up questions, and we were able to get very intimate in a conversation way, right? Like I started asking her questions like, you know, what were your dreams as a child?
Yeah, that's probably shit that you never did the whole time.
Never would have thought
It was like positive and negative.
It was, man. It was, and then so me and her started. So what we would do is, you know, we would have our family time, dinners and stuff, and then, you know, come to later in the evening, our time now, you know, we would just put on a movie or something, and I would have these questions or little games and stuff, and we would literally, I would read these things, and then she would read it to me, and then we started really learning more about each other, and I felt like we got to really get to know each other in a different level that we never had the chance because, again,
time.
You're
just moving, you're always doing something.
You have kids, you work, and it's like you never got to that point, right? So it was very special. So I tell her all the time that we became more intimate, more connected during that time because there was not much more we could do. And then fast forward a little bit after that, man, you know, I was just like, once I found out that in South Carolina and Texas, and there were some states that were, or Florida, they were fighting back. They were like, no, we're not going to do this. I was like, hey, you ready? Let's go. Man, we packed up and we shot down to South Carolina, spent the weekend down there just to get out. Once I realized that life was normal here, I was like, okay, this is
bullshit back home, man.
I'm like,
something ain't right.
No, we ain't doing this. So after that, we just started, all right, let's get out. And slowly but surely, things were beginning to change a little bit. So we started branching out, and that opened up our eyes to. We've always traveled, but at that point, we put that as a focal point for us.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, let's start traveling more. Let's start experiencing more things. Even a small trip to across the waters. I mean, whatever it was, we decided to make that
a priority.
Our priority.
Yes.
Our priority. Start seeing different things, and man, ever since then. I mean, dude, my passport is filled with stamps. I mean, we've been everywhere. We've taken the kids. We've done something ourselves.
That's what we do. We try to, like, every 6 months, just take a small little vacation and just enjoy it.
Anything.
It ain't gonna matter. Yeah, just get out and enjoy this shit, bro.
Yep.
But when fucking COVID had hit, from my experience, I was working at the University of Maryland when COVID hit, and I was fucking getting big, bro. I was probably like 185. COVID hit, get laid off, you know what I'm saying? They shut everything down. So I was like, man, fuck this virus. You know, because I am crazy, bro. I said, fuck this virus. You're going to kill me, motherfucker. But I'm living my life. Went to the park, bro, and just started fucking grinding. Went from 185 to 135. And on my journey of cutting the weight, I had a guy hit me up. He's like, yeah, man, I want to fight you, because that was my goal, was to fight. And he's like, man, meet me at 135. Shout out to my brother Ernie. My first sparring partner, he had his own gym and all, and he ended up passing away. gun violence here in fucking Baltimore. You know, this shit's bullshit. But you know, he hit me. I'm down to like 150 at the time. He reaches out. He's like, "Yeah, Clay, I know you want to fight. You come down to 135. I'll meet you. Like, let's get it." Because he was like 123 or something. So that gave me the extra boost of encouragement to like, all right, well, let's go even further, bro. In like two and a half months, I went from 185 to 135. That shit was, the transaction was crazy. But that was my story doing that. I didn't sit back and let that shit beat me up and say, I'm gonna wear this mask and all this shit. I said, fuck that, bro. I'm gonna go out here and live my life. And whatever happens, happens. And, you know, clearly, I mean, shit did happen to a lot of people, but in my household, we made it. And it wasn't like, I can't sit in the house, bro. I'm not that type of guy. I just need to go out and do something. And just, you know, the kids seeing me do shit, they wanted to do shit. And we just was out, bro. And literally, I mean, living free, for real. Like, and that's how you gotta be. If that shit ever happens again, you know, you gotta just live your life, man. Don't let that shit control you. Because, you know, you see a lot of people, like you said, you know, the rates of people killing themselves went up, and the struggle of a lot of people, like, it just, it sucks that a lot of people went through that shit, bro, because we allowed the government, in a way, to fuck us. So at the end of the day, you gotta stand up, bro, for yourself and for your family, and, you know, fuck the government and chase your greatness. Don't let nothing control you, man, because it ain't gonna get us nowhere in life.
Yeah, and I don't know if you heard, but I mean, it seems that there's a trend of COVID starting to slowly linger back.
Yeah, I hear that. My mother just had recently got COVID, supposedly, and I'm just like, fuck, that shit ain't even around. But I won't get into politics and nothing, but when you're dealing with election and shit like that, anything's possible, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I get your message. So yeah, so it sounds like that, but I'll say, like I said, definitely there were some positives that came out of it. I think a lot of people got to acknowledge that. I think businesses were able to figure out that some people could work remotely, and hopefully for mothers, young mothers even, you know, being able to be home and be able to drop their kids off at school or at the bus or anything, that worked out, you know. So there were some positives about it. You know,
just seeing the restaurant business, bro, like still fighting to make it. That was cool too. Like, that was inspiring to me.
It was.
Just like, these people are like, I can't give up on my fucking dreams, bro. Like, I invested my life into this shit. Now I'm supposed to shut down and not, like, what?
Well, it was amazing how they got creative too.
I know.
They were even doing outside dining and all that, just so they could get
shit put. Like, I thought that was cool. Like, for real, that was a good experience. And just for me to know that, don't fucking give up and don't quit, bro. Some people got more invested in this shit that they ain't got no other choice but to go hard like they did. You know what I'm saying? That shit's inspiring, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna go hard every day for everything that I want.
Well, I'll tell you, another thing that was eye-opening is when, during the COVID time, I traveled to 2 different countries around that time. When you had, and this was at the point where
I went to Puerto Rico. I got the shot. You know what I mean? I got the shot. We chose to not, just because to me, my preference was, I felt like it was too early for something to be ready. You know, so what we did, we selected countries that you needed to take a test, but not a shot. Gotcha.
So we traveled, but the amazing thing is, some of these other countries, a resort or a business were following the protocols, but everyone else wasn't. Everyone else was living their lives. Their government wasn't pushing it like ours. So that was also eye-opening there. And I tell you a story with the traveling. So we went to the Dominican, and we're at this, you know, resort, and it's a little bit of a party resort. They do parties and stuff, pool parties and stuff like that. It's pretty neat, pretty nice resort there. And we were there with some friends and stuff, and our friends ended up leaving a little earlier than we did. And by like the second to last day to leave, I started feeling bad. And it was like out of nowhere. It was like I was good, and then I felt really tired. And from being really tired, I felt really weak, and I was just like, I gotta lay down for a little bit. I didn't know if it was just, you know, you
traveling,
you're in the heat. I definitely had some drinks throughout the week and stuff like that. You're not eating as good, you know what I mean? You're eating resort food, whatever it may be. So I'm like, maybe it's just that, I need a rest. I laid down, and I definitely had a full-blown fever.
Damn.
I had a full-blown fever, and now it's into the night, and they're having like a little activity, and my wife's like, "Hey, do you mind if I go check it out?" I just don't
shook, boy.
Yeah.
I'm about to die.
No. So I was going through it, man. I was just like, man, like what's going on? So I'm laying in bed. I probably lay for about another hour or two, and I knew she went to activity, and I'm laying in bed and in and out of it, and I'm just like, man, like I'm on vacation. I don't want to do that to her. Like it's not fair to her. So I got up, went and met her at the activity, and kind of just dealt with it. Had to wear a hoodie because I was freezing. I mean, the fever was just kicking my butt. But the next day is the day before you leave, so you have to take the COVID test.
Get up off that island, sure.
Yep. So I am honestly never been more nervous in my life because you're literally sitting in a small room, which was 2 doors down from my room, and this young Dominican girl that didn't speak much English. She's talking in Spanish to everyone. Obviously, I understand the language, and she's like, I just need to get this done, a couple more tests, get out of here. I'm thinking to myself, man,
don't test me, sure.
Right?
Food poison.
Yeah, right. So she goes through, and as I'm watching her conduct these tests, and again, I've never done them.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, this doesn't seem like
legit.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, we go through the test, we take it, and at this moment, they had a policy. The policy is if you come up positive, they gave you 3 days free, and the other days, remaining days that you got to stay there. I guess it's total 7 days or whatever.
7 days, yeah.
Yeah, so, right, you got to pay for that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, do I need to change my flight? Like, what do I got to do? So I ended up just going like, you know what? Let's see what happens.
Man, oh yeah.
And at this point now, I'm starting to feel a little better. So I'm like, what can I do? Started feeling a little better. We ended up going through all the activities, all the things that you could do. And I got my wife received the email.
With the results?
With the result for her. Negative, good to go. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, well, let me check mine. I checked, negative. Nice. I'm like, there's no way. But I'm like, again, I didn't know what I had. It was like a day thing that just kind of kicked my butt.
Food poison or something.
You never know. But it was definitely nerve-wracking, man. But that was kind of wild because I'm like, man, like, what if I got to stay here? The wife's got to go back, the kids at work.
I didn't get it. I hadn't had to battle no code, like none of that
Nothing?
shit.
Yeah, good for you, man.
I was good, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got the shot, but I was nervous when I got that, so I went to Puerto Rico, motherfucker. I was wearing a sauna suit every motherfucking day. Whatever they put in me, I was sweating that shit the fuck out. So that was like my biggest blessing, was like, I went to Puerto Rico after getting it. You know what I'm saying? 100 degrees, sauna suit, 200 degrees. Yeah. We jacked that temperature out. We sweating that shit out, bro.
I'm glad you brought up Puerto Rico. One day that's going to be something I'm going to ask you. You never told me exactly why you made it to the island, so I like to...
Yeah, we're chopping up.
One day get to that. That might be another
Can't
episode.
tell you about the island, but I'll tell you how I went there. Fuck around and get me killed, son.
Yeah. Nah, the island's beautiful, though, man.
The people, everybody, the experience, man, it was amazing, bro.
Yeah.
One of the best times I ever had. And then basketball courts had like the little roofs over the top. So, bro, you playing. Ain't no rain, ain't no excuse. We out there, we was getting.
Yeah. You know, that's one thing. So I got to play once in Puerto Rico.
And they play 31. 2s and 3s, you play the 31, and there ain't no clearing.
Yeah.
I was out there cooking them niggas. I had like 22 a game. Boy, you better ask about that motherfucking Puerto Rico for real, bro. I was everywhere.
Yeah.
We went to Puerto Rico. We was in like the hood. And I'm crazy. I'm fucking shit up. The one dude on my team said, no, home. Can't do that here. I said, what you mean I can't do that? He said, look where you at. I said, shit, you got the wrong one at the right time. So anyway, I played the way I play, and I swear to God, bro, this dude I had on my team, I guarantee you he never had a game like he had. He hitting, bro. Grant was there. Like, I went with him, bro. I'm feeding this kid, and he's hitting, boom, boom. You know why? The energy, bro. Yo felt that vibe. I'm telling you, it was amazing, bro, for real.
Yeah.
Yo had like, it was good, but that's, when you believe in somebody, he hit the first shot, I come down, I believe in you. Show me again, boom. Show me again, boom. And yo had the game of his life, bro. That shit was dope to see though. Because it was a little dude, little frail dude, they all probably fuck with him, pick on him and shit. Like one of them type dominating. And he was hyped as shit too, so that was nice.
Yeah, I like to make it out there, man. Like, again, it's been quite some time since I've been there. And it's definitely, on my list to get back to, definitely for sure.
The food portions, bro, they hook you up.
Oh,
the neighbors come knock on the door. Hey, got a plate. I mean, Like,
no,
I'm
yeah,
like,
no.
man, no more. Like, thank you. Like, I appreciate it, but like, I felt guilty in a way because it was like every day. Bro.
But that's the culture, though.
And that's what he said. He was like, bro.
The culture is someone comes into your home, you right away offer them food, you offer them a drink.
Yep. And this was her home. You know,
Yep.
he ran it up the upstairs or whatever. So
Yeah, no,
bro,
that's just the culture, man. And you almost don't want to turn it down because it's almost.
You feel bad.
Yeah, well, it's almost like not disrespect, but you know, you're yeah, I guess it's disrespect. I guess you
kind
call
of
that
feel bad
way.
in a way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you should have took that. Well, I did take the plate.
Yeah, you
It
always
was
got to
good
take the
too,
plate,
boy.
man.
Take the plate and try it, and the
Yeah.
shit was banging, bro.
Always.
The
always,
wild
man.
dogs is catchy though.
Oh, they're
You gotta watch them little bastards. Man. You gotta watch them, bro. And
They're
I'm thinking,
everywhere, man.
and I'm thinking, yeah, when I get that island, I'm gonna be running. I'm gonna get these miles in and shit. That motherfucker wasn't running with me. I wasn't running because that motherfucking group of dogs wanted to get me. At least I knew I could outrun this motherfucker. But that motherfucker, if Grant ain't want to go on no run, I say, fuck it, I'm just gonna chill,
Yeah,
bro.
so I always explain to people the thing with the dogs, and the thing with the dogs are that, like, see, here in America, dogs are home. Like
Yeah,
they're inside.
They're tamed a little bit.
Well, yeah, but they're inside. Everyone keeps their dog inside. In Puerto Rico, yeah, they'll be inside, but they'll leave the door open. They can go outside.
Yeah,
too.
that motherfucker inside just to that motherfucker hop that gate so quick.
Yeah,
boy.
so the dogs in Puerto Rico, most of them, at least in most neighborhoods, they roam free.
Yes.
And you know,
Florida, they roam fucking free.
Oh
I'll tell
yeah,
you that.
oh yeah. So they're out there running around. They mate, and there's
Yep.
more puppies, and then
Yep.
now no one's claiming those puppies, and there's more puppies.
Yep.
So for those that have never been, you know, in the hoods of Puerto Rico or not the central areas of, you know, the San Juans and Ponces and stuff, if you haven't been and you get a chance ever to ride through, you'll see there's dogs everywhere. I mean, and it's different brands of dogs.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
some of them are beautiful at night, you know, but they're just running loose. So
Yeah, that's a topic
something
we
to
can
see.
definitely hit on. Just from that experience alone was cool as shit.
Yeah,
you know, I
man.
get off the plane with my jewelry and shit. My homeboy like, oh, you know you ain't going back to America with that on. I said, bro, you got me fucked up. So literally, I'm taking this motherfucker in the hoods, bro. Like, I'm taking him places he ain't never been before. And we getting deep motherfucking machetes out there. Like motherfucker, turn around, we too deep. I'm like, all right, I respect it. Boom, we going.
Nah, look. I mean, look. Here's the thing. I mean, obviously, there's areas that you know you got to be careful in. But what I've seen, learned, and heard is just it's about how you carry.
Yeah,
things,
carry
right?
yourself and mind your business.
Yeah, you got
bro.
to carry yourself a certain
Yeah.
way. You, like you said, you mind your business.
I had my shit on, but I wasn't out there cocky with it. You know,
Right.
this just who I am.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just,
no,
it's
and
all about how
that's
you
that's
carry
really all
yourself.
it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is, but definitely the culture, the vibe of Puerto Rico, the atmosphere that they do. One thing I want to do. There's a place in Puerto Rico. I forget the name now, but it's literally just it's all outside, and everyone's just dancing, playing music, having a good time, food everywhere. And every time I see it on you know on the social medias and stuff, I just like, man, that looks like such a vibe because you can just see that everyone is just
Genuinely having a good time,
just a
bro.
good time.
You feel the energy.
and it's
too.
really about the music.
Yep.
Like they're just blasting music and stuff, man. So, and it's funny because right around the corner from that, I don't know if you're familiar with Bad Bunny.
Yeah, all the music.
Yeah, but he ended up doing a concert like a little after he became one of the world's biggest stars. He ended up doing a concert off the roof of a gas station.
Nice.
And he did it for the people. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously it's outside, so you can't charge
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah.
But he did it for the people to just give back
Yep.
and give them something for those that can't afford his
Yep.
tickets and stuff like that. And I mean, people just went nuts for it because, you know, I mean, it's Bad Bunny. He's, you know, one of the biggest artists right now, especially in our culture. But it was cool, and I mean, I tell you, man, when I'm there, I mean, an amazing weekend is, hey, let's go to the beach. You know, let's get some food. Let's go to the beach. Let's hang out at
chill,
the beach,
bro.
It's a different vibe, man. The river, the beach. I mean, the rainforest.
And you get.
I mean,
we was up in there. That was beautiful, bro.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Oh man, look, I was there for a month. We was from the East Coast to the West Coast. Like we was everywhere on the island, bro. And we talk about it. They like, man, there's people that lived here their whole lives and never really traveled the island like we just did, bro.
There is.
We took, man.
There's still places that I still need to see. There's beaches that I still haven't been to. Like some of the best beaches. Well, they're named some of the best beaches in the world, but definitely the best in Puerto Rico.
Yep.
So there's definitely a lot that I just still haven't touched.
Oh yeah,
they
they got
I've
some
only heard
holes
of.
where you can travel to, bro, and you get down to this little cove where it's just a little bit of water splat. Yeah, that shit was hard, bro. For real.
Yeah, you get something else, man. I've been there, I think twice, and it's a hell of a walk though.
It
It's
is.
a lot of
Oh yeah,
walking.
all the way up the fucking, then you're looking for a little path to cut off, and you can't find one for like
Oh,
3 miles,
it's wild.
bro. That shit
It's wild, man.
But it's cool because you have like a little restaurant every like 5 miles too on the way up.
It's crazy. So see, when I went as you know, younger, I was a lot younger, you know, a kid basically. There was really none of that. There was really no restaurants and stuff like that. No, not much. It was literally the rainforest, and you paid a couple of dollars to get in and check it out. And the one thing I remember about it is, you know, you would hear birds, and I think we saw some monkeys and stuff. You know, I mean, it's a rainforest. But what I remember the most was
waterfalls.
The water,
beautiful, bro. Oh my God. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. The waterfall definitely that stands out. But I remember depending on, because you're going up, going down.
It's
you would feel the change of the temperature and the humidity, the moisture, and everything. So it was just it was crazy, man. And they said that there was an area that just was uplifting and spiritual that you would go to. And I remember, and it was a little bit around where the waterfall was, and it was a guy that was literally doing some martial arts just by himself,
like
just
some
doing
Tai Chi type shit.
like some stuff. And I was just watching. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. And then the one guy was saying that people like that, they come all the time and they just, you know, get that vibe, that energy there. So Puerto Rico,
and that's one of the main reasons why I did kind of go. It was for a one of them like medicine people that kind of help you like just relax and just find your way again, bro. Because I was like just coming off like fucking battling depression and shit. Like 2018 shit was pretty bad. Yeah. So I was like coming, you know, off all that shit, and that's like one of the main reasons we ended up going. And but the guy wasn't there the one weekend, and he was like, just fuck it, we're just going to do our own thing. So. But yeah, I was like a spiritual retreat. This kind of like thing that's what kind of like drew me to going to Puerto Rico.
No, that's awesome, man. That's
awesome.
But
I didn't get to experience that, but just the experience that I had there like woke me up, gave me life again, and just I was like, man, fuck this. Yeah. Get your life back, bro. Like,
yeah, no. I'll tell you one thing. When you were gone, I mean, the vibe with basketball died for a little bit.
I hear you, bro.
That definitely died a little bit for us for a little while there, and then things kind of picked back up. So it was some lonely times a little bit with the basketball, but
that's because I be the one organizing all that shit.
Yeah, no.
I used to be like, man, what the fuck? If I'd be like, somebody's got to take over one day. Yeah, you know? Somebody's got to do it.
I used to, and I got away from. I think then Lowe's picked it up for a little while. Early days of Boston, he kind of picked it up a while, and then it's been you now, man. So it's been. I appreciate that.
Fuck that, it's time to pass this torch, buddy. I've been doing this shit for too long.
Well,
who's the next person?
Right. Well, find that guy.
But we don't see it no more, though. You don't see none of the young generation coming up and wanting to be that dog and wanting to chase greatness. We don't have that, bro. And you can't even teach them. Like, I'll sit down and try to talk to them in school, but they just don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different time, bro. I know when I was caught playing with you guys, whoever I was sticking, I was learning from. Kyle and you. What was Marcin? Remember?
Martin.
Martin had some handles, bro. Like, I learned from all you guys, bro, and I was like, you with the patience. Colin fucking sitting that post and gave you some moves.
I used to love
Kevin, that motherfucker Kev would jump out the gym, bro, floating, right hand, left hand, like. I get goosebumps talking about that shit, bro. I miss that shit. I miss them times.
I definitely miss the battles that we had there. I mean, there were days there was 40, 50 people there. And if
Monday through Friday.
Oh yeah, and if you didn't come correct,
Friday.
you were going to sit for a while. Oh yeah.
8:30.
Well, I used to hate that because there were times that I wouldn't be able to get out of work till about 5, and like right around 5:30, it's a wrap. You're going to wait a good while, man. Yep. So, but that was definitely some great times, some great battles, some good competition. I mean, and you know,
it helped me evolve my game tremendously.
Oh yeah,
just by sitting down and
listen. I tell
play to watch. Shit.
I tell anybody, man. Back then, you cannot tell me that was not one of the top places to play because I've played everywhere around Baltimore.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, I've played everywhere 100%. In Baltimore, man. And again, it was half court, so I got to put that in perspective and everything. But the level of competition. The physical aspect of it.
You had to be a dog.
Battled, man.
If you didn't have no dog in you, don't even come to the court.
You weren't surviving.
You wasn't going. No.
They went for you. Nope. And there was a lot of guys that came in with skill set and they could not hit it and they never came back.
They didn't have that metal, bro. They nice, but they didn't have that fucking metal. Yeah. Once you broke them, done.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn, bro, you was nice. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, I seen it plenty of times.
No, I brought some guys. I
crushed souls down there. I was a soul crusher. Still to this day, don't get it twisted. But back then, man,
Now I'm telling you, if you didn't leave with a scrape, a cut, or something, you didn't play that.
Elbow to the
you
back,
didn't play.
a fucking cut eye, a split tongue. It didn't matter. Something.
Hell yeah. I done seen broken noses, plenty of ankles. I mean, man,
For real.
A lot of battles, man.
But then the dogs would just, let's go. The real dogs,
you can do.
for real. And that's what we play with, bro. A lot of dogs. I love that shit.
No, yeah, no, and that's the best, man. When guys can really go battle and definitely go at it.
And then
you know.
the brotherhood, the bond that we built off of that environment is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like speaking how I spoke earlier, like that's the way that we played. But then at the end of the game, it was like, man, good shit, brother. You know, I'll see you tomorrow. But before the game, it was like, man, fuck you.
Definitely
fuck
good
you
days,
too.
man.
It's like, all right, war, let's go.
It's a shame that, like, I mean, a good 98% of that crowd don't even. It's not even, you know, it's only a handful that are still going with it, man. But hey, times catch up.
The court alone's empty.
Oh,
shit,
listen, man.
Bro. It was sad when I be riding by.
Listen,
and I
that
see
broke my
Boston,
heart when I
nobody.
stopped by there the previous Sunday. I got to check it out a little bit. I was like, man, this just doesn't look the same, man. This doesn't have the same.
No.
This had the same aura.
Energy.
Yeah,
right?
the same
energy's
energy's
gone,
not there.
Bro.
It's
That's
like
because the few years that we haven't, like, literally probably since 2018, that shit really ain't been booming for real, bro.
Yeah.
COVID fucked that up, you know.
Well, honestly, for me, I think it was the last time that I felt that energy there was the tournament that we threw.
That's true. I could.
That was like one of the last times. I felt like we played a couple times after that, but the last time I felt that.
The atmosphere that day was. That shit was,
man.
bro. That was a whole new experience. Like that was nice. Cause then you had not only did you have the basketball players, you had fucking crowd of people, bro. Like not even hoopers. They just there to cheer on. What was going on? Man. You feel me?
Man, my only regret there was that you didn't play with us. You know, we had to pick up.
I had a fight,
look, man.
I mean, coming up, and I didn't want to risk injury. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Hey, look, you had other goals, and you know that's what it is. But you know, and I tell you what, man. I mean, we tried to battle, man. But I mean, me and Bird, we were running out of gas with it because I mean, it was. I mean, every game for us was a battle, man.
But you know who I'm proud for in that moment, though? And I can't stand that son bitch most of the time, but Danny, bro, because that's that motherfucker's court. Danny been down that motherfucker since I can remember going down there hooping 13, 14 years old. That man been down there putting in work, bro. Yeah. So for him to be able to have that moment at that court, that shit was cool to me, you know.
Yeah.
If I was playing, he wouldn't have had that moment, but I wasn't playing, so he had that moment. I thought it was cool.
He definitely did, man. Like I said, I think.
And he might even hit the game-winning shot, for real, for real.
He might. I don't remember. There was a little video about it. I think they had floating around, but they knocked us off, man. So I mean, we had to battle the whole way through, and it was tough. But you know, definitely a good moment. I'm glad we got it done. I mean, and hopefully we can get another one done. Mike and I have talked about it a couple times to try to do something again and put something together. So hopefully we can do that soon because I think it'd be great. A lot of people have asked me over the years to put that again because, like I said, I mean, a lot of people showed up.
It was a lot of people,
and it was crazy because you know
they had like the vendors out there selling chips and like I mean not real vendors, but like
they
hustling. You know what I mean?
Young ladies came out and they were selling some stuff, and
that shit was dope.
And people were supporting it.
And it was all for a good cause too.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Absolutely,
that was
for
the
good
beauty
cause.
of it.
Yep, and I think that's what pushed us to really get it done.
The cause behind it.
Yeah, absolutely, but
why is it always got to be like we talked about last week in the episode? Like, why is it always got to be something like that brings us together? Why can't we just be like, hey, let's all come together, we throw up a couple of hours, throw some hot dogs, burger on the grill, and let's fucking go to war, you know?
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right, man. We got to seize the moment.
Yes.
Got to start seizing the moment, and that's something that we continue to talk about, and we just got to be about it, so. I'll get with Mike this week, man. It's kind of just sparked that because I mean, I'll be honest, man. I mean, me having 4 weeks without touching a ball, however long it was.
My man was out there this Sunday though.
Yeah, man, it felt good. I mean, that first game felt good. I shot a couple shots, you know, that were out of character a little bit, but I wanted to test how the leg felt. And it felt pretty good. I mean, not 100%, but it felt pretty good. You know, physically it felt pretty good. Mentally it felt amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, just competing.
Just knowing that you did it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, competing, man. I mean, that's something I crave, to compete, you know, to bump, to push, to fight through. I mean, it felt really good. And obviously, you know, by the second game it started tightening up, so I decided I got to listen.
Smart move,
you know.
man.
I had to. I don't want to risk anything else. So I hope to try to test it again.
Well, you learned from it too, though, you know what I'm saying? You learned from the last time.
Yeah, no, I will not ever.
You rode that bitch till the wheels fell off last time. He said, nah, I'm going to relax this time, so it's smart.
Yeah, no, I got to definitely listen to my body, man. Not gonna turn my eye on it for sure. So, But look, brother, everyone out there, episode 2.
Yes, sir.
You know, different topics. I'll tell everyone, you know, got some guests that we're working on to come out. I already talked to a few. Maniac's got some few lined up, so you're gonna see some folks. But please continue to send us your feedback, your thoughts, your ideas. You know, we're not above anything. You know, we want to continue to expand, to continue to put this out. We're hoping that we impact somebody. We're hoping that you can relate to something we spoke about today, from things with relationships to things with the kids to sports, to just different views. So please reach out. Please share this with someone. We're hoping that we can make an impact in someone's life. Should open their eyes. Just let them understand that we're dealing with the same. You know, we're all the same. We're dealing with the same things out here. And, you know, we're going to continue to work on this. And then stay tuned for the next episode.
Yep, changing one life at a time, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Brother.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Always.